Hello everyone, I am Noelle with Noelle Rollins Art. Thank you so much for joining me today. This video is going to be short and quick, but I wanted to talk a little bit about that transition from working out about in the world, you're doing meetings, in-person things, and if you have kids and you're kind of trying to balance that couple years there, the handful of years where you're maybe working from home with kids at home. So just wanted to share a few things of what I have done the last 5 years to help ease the stress and the transitional time and a few changes I made. So I thought someone besides myself could use this knowledge. So a couple things that life was like before: in-person meetings, coffee dates, teaching classes in person, able to attend any time of day meetings and in-person things, right? And what I found was when I kept that pressure on myself and was trying to do too much, I wanted to do both. I wanted to work and really keep my career going and just fuel that self, and especially being an artist, I think it has kept me sane, getting to channel a lot of things through my artwork, but also get to raise my kids. So we have done everything from a little bit of full-time daycare. We've done days or months where he's only gone 3 days a week. We've done times where it's a shift here and there with grandma sort of thing. So we have really left it open for just every few months we reanalyze what we're needing and we take it from there. The last, let's say, 6 months or so, he's been home with me full time, my youngest. So I have a 4-year-old and a 14-year-old. So I've gone through this twice now. And the second time I handled it much better than the first. So that's why I wanted to share. So I think the biggest thing was giving myself permission that I was not being flaky and I was not being a bad business person if I started choosing to not do things in person as much. And in fact, when I was trying to do both things still, be at home and still schedule a lot of in-person things, that's actually when I felt the flakiest. I felt like I would say, yes, I'd love to meet you, let's go have coffee, and then I could never quite find a date to make that happen. So I finally had to just get really honest with those people and just say, listen, here's the deal. I work from home. I am home with my kids also, and it's going to be a few months. So I would love, we can do an online chat, we can video conference, we can shoot emails back and forth, but my priority right now is balancing those two things. And I'm coming out of that period, really getting to see the other side of that. Now at 4.5, about to start preschool a few days a week again. So there's going to be that time again where now I'm merging back into getting to meet people again in person. So it's not a forever thing. Give yourself just a little bit of space and grace as you try to balance that transition, because it's tough. And I think the only thing that makes it worse is when we put that pressure on ourselves that we have to have it all together. So be human. Be honest, and still be professional with what you can commit to. So a few other things that I did that really helped. Before, I used to teach classes in person. I would do a lot of in-person shows, go to restaurants, coffee shops, art studios, things like that, and hang up my artwork for display and for sale. I would try to participate in a lot more shows. And I've really transitioned the last few years to doing the following. I have switched to doing online classes. I've switched to really using my website, Etsy, Fine Art America. There's many different sites that you can use to sell your work online. I use Instagram, Facebook, emails, through my newsletters, things like that. And one thing that's helped me just trying to keep the interest or keep the spark alive is every few months sometimes I'll have a special of the month or spring special, and it's been really fun. So what I'll do is I'll say what I'm going to create. Just recently I did these fun painted wine bottles with torches on the top. You fill with citronella oil. Here in Minnesota there is a lot of mosquitoes this time of year, so they are very practical as well as cute. And I announced that I was going to be painting these and got a ton of pre-orders. So it was perfect. So I had an idea what was going to come in. I spent my time very productively painting 30, 40 of these. And then once I was able to post them, I was able to have the sales then those next few days and offer a special price for a few days, get the sales to come in, and then I can bump up the price. So those things have worked really well for me. I've done sporting sales or, spring events, different things. And I think it's all about thinking outside the box, especially when we're trying to balance and we're trying to be creative. A couple side notes and things that I wish I would have believed sooner, I guess, would be don't feel like you need to be a discount artist or somehow you're not as valued in the world because you're staying at home and working from home. Don't do that to yourself. I wish I would have been a lot stronger in not being so sales price based, and instead of doing that, really just offering these are only available for a limited time sort of thing. Instead of focusing on the price, focus on the actual demand of the product and the limited availability of the product. And then also some other things that I've done are creating more prints, making sure that I'm photographing my things well, making sure they are online and listed. Instead of having 500 different things, maybe having 50 to 100 different prints and things like that that you can have multiples of. So you're not having to have an entire, floor of your house or an office space just for inventory. So try to work really smart, be smart with your time. I would also recommend really trying to balance that actual working time and creating time with keeping your website really sharp. Let people see what they're needing to see there, keeping your online communication good so people remember you're there. And if you can think of this period of time as a bridge from before the kids until the kids are in school and you really get that self time back and that creative time back, then it makes the process a lot easier. It's not forever. It's you just doing whatever you have to do to make things work for your family, for yourself, for your business. So I offer you complete encouragement. You can do it. If you have any questions or things that have worked for you or ways that you've transitioned from being a stay-at-home parent into then jumping back into the world and being out and about again, I'd love to hear from you. So you can message me directly from my website. It's www.noellerollinsart.com. So I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much.